Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Hello, my name is Mike, and today's show is brought to you by our Amazon page. Please remember to shop at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon. It's quite simply the best way to support this show. If you need it, Amazon has it, and you can get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon. Bookmark it, please.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Well, hello. I was doing that with my daughter, kind of a version of Mrs. Doubtfire all weekend where we did that, and I did it to the point where Elizabeth would get really annoyed with me, yes. and so she'd actually anticipate it, and she said, no, Dad, no, Dad, no, and I'd be driving along in the car, and she'd hear me go, Dad, don't, Dad, don't. Well,
oftentimes with a bit like that, it starts out funny, then it gets annoying, then you want to kill yourself, but then it's funny again.
Yes,
did it ever get to the funny part again?
Yes, it did. Yes, okay. Yes, that's how much I did it. But then it would get annoying again. That's the way. I would like to take the opening of the show today on Monday, April. Is this what is this? The 6th of April.
The 6th.
April 6th, 2015.
Easter
and I would
Monday,
like to.
Dingus Day.
I would like to do something that I don't like to do. I don't like to do because when I do what I'm just about to do now, I feel like a TV preacher. I feel like Jim Baker. I feel like those guys, and I'm not those guys. I feel as though
That's right.
I feel like I'm the school teacher that's scolding people, and I don't want to scold people because people don't come to this show to be scolded. But if you were listening to the bonus show on Friday,
odds are
you
they
heard. Yeah, that's right. You probably weren't.
Good night.
Exactly. Good night, everybody. Thank you very much.
Play the odds, Mike.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you very much. So Oscar Santana, I'm going to try to simplify this. Oscar Santana, who's been reviewing our analytics, gave a statistic that kind of stopped all of us in our tracks, and that was that of all the people that listen to this show, of all of you good people that get it and love us and support us, 2% of you listen to the bonus content on the show. We have two ways of supporting it. It used to be 3. 3 didn't matter anymore because we lost money on the 3rd. Right. All right. The 3 were originally, it was going to be advertising, and then it was going to be specialty content, the bonus show, some of the other stuff we've done over the years, and then it was going to be merchandising. Merchandising was early on when we started breaking this down. Our business guru who met with other business gurus, Oscar Santana, said, it's really nice to manufacture these T-shirts, but the fact is they're a loss leader. We buy a ton of them. They sit in an attic. A small percentage of you buy these. Even when we would do a live show where you would think you would have a captive audience, you would sell these T-shirts and only a minuscule amount of people would actually
come back with
buy
boxes.
stuff. Right. And we'd have boxes. So we stopped doing that because we can't do it anymore. And we'd like to do it in the future, but here's the bottom line. Out of all the people that listen to this show for free, 2% of the people that listen to this show actually subscribe to the bonus content, either for a monthly package or a yearly package. And I'm here to say that I love doing this show, but it gives me just a little bit of pause to say I love the passion. I truly enjoy it, but the fact is we need to appeal to our listeners in a better way than we have before. And I probably more than anybody have been throwing out these bonus show commercials, just popping them out there. We don't really take them seriously. And when I reviewed the numbers that Oscar presented to us, I said to myself, this is something I've got to stop, and I've got to make everybody realize that in order for us to continue doing this show, and I am going to say it like that.
Okay.
In order for us to continue doing this show, numbers have to go in a certain direction. And I also asked Oscar, I said, what if 20%, what if 10% of the people that we're talking to here subscribe to our bonus content? And Oscar said it would be life-changing for the show. And that's a pretty strong statement to make, but he runs the numbers, he reviews the numbers. So I thought about it. I haven't been able to stop thinking about it since you gave me that information. And I'm not quite sure what I was going to say when I came in here today, other than I know that $69.99 for a year or $6.99 for a month for many, many people is a lot of money. It's a lot of money to ask. But the fact is, there was a time when we started this thing where we had a donate button on our page, and we asked you just to pony up some money and to give us some money to do the show. We stopped doing that. I hated doing it. I didn't want to do it anymore. And I said, this is a time when we have to create something where we can offer it to our listeners. Because the fact is, I know $69.99 a year is a lot of money. I really do. I recognize that fact. But I also know that there are tremendous amounts of people out there that can afford to listen to our bonus content and choose not to for whatever reason, where they just don't choose to do it. And I'm not asking for 100%. That's unrealistic. I think that would be unrealistic with any business model. But I am asking for 20%. I don't think that's too much to get that kind of number. I really don't think it's outrageous. Would it be life-changing for the show? It would allow us to do things for this show that we desperately need to do. When I talk about that, I talk about equipment. When I talk about going to different locations, going to different locations is getting more and more difficult. You'll notice we don't do it as much as we used to because it is hard for us to do on a cost-effective way. Getting these bonus show numbers up would allow us to do that. It would allow us to deliver the show in a better way to you folks. It would allow us to improve the quality, which we take a tremendous amount of pride in. It would still allow us to make it even better, especially from a video standpoint. It would increase our numbers with video subscribers, people that watch the show on video. Those numbers correlate with the people that watch the show on Ustream. And we don't like Ustream. Because Ustream, we could do better than we could do better. It costs a fortune. We could do better than Ustream if we were able to do our own thing, and we could make the show more of a video presentation, which we would love to do.
Yes,
we would love to do that as well. We still focus on this being an audio podcast because that's what it is. So, what my point is here is 2%. Jesus. I mean, 2%. I'm stunned at that. And I thought about it all weekend. And I'm here to say I've done a lot of talking, a lot of commercials saying, hey, subscribe to the bonus content. Here's what you get. And now I'm simply saying, yeah, this is my Jim Baker appeal to you. This is my televangelist appeal to you. This is me being Oral Roberts to say to you folks, please, if you can. I'm not asking you if you can't. If you can't, I completely dig that. I know what that's about. God, do I know what that's about. I just got extorted from the power company down here because they wanted me to charge me like a $385 deposit if I didn't have it directly taken out of my checking account, which I guess if you're late a couple of times on your power bill, they do that, and I consider that legalized extortion. I'm not extorting right now. I'm saying for those of you in our listening audience that have never thought along these lines of how much help we really do need with three guys that are manufacturing this thing out of thin air every single day, but doing a great job at it, and we have five guys when you consider everybody that's in our wheelhouse here, between our business manager and Pony Boy and everybody else, people that get paid, people that don't do this for free. Please, I'm saying to you, I want to keep doing this. And I'm not down on this. I'm not. Did I get discouraged? I got incredibly discouraged at first. And then I said, no, we get people that send Rob mail. We get people that send us letters, that give us ideas, that are partners in the show, that my God, support our advertisers. You do an incredible job with that. But this is one element, and I'm just saying this because maybe I have never, ever said it before, that this is something we desperately need on the show. We need to get this part of our monetary strategy in line and stop and make people, if I can communicate to you today that if you spent $6.99 a month on our bonus content, what it would do for this show and how it would improve this show, maybe that would get through to you. That's my point. That's what I wanted to talk about today in the beginning. And I hate to do it. I really hate to do it. But I have to do it because I want you to know.
You said something great there, and you use a word that I love, and that's partner. And there's always been sort of a partnership between us and the listeners. And if you
it's the way I've always looked at it. It's the way I still look at it.
And
Absolutely.
if you look at where we've come from, when we started in your living room to where we are now, we have made great strides. And it comes with a lot of work, and it does come with expense.
Yeah.
And we want to continue that. There are improvements that are just out of reach right now, and we could get at them, but we need your help so we can reinvest. We want to make this the best for everybody.
I would like to have the numbers on the bonus shows improve as well, where the people that tune in for that video podcast,
yes,
there is some incredible stuff. I always say it is just like if you got us when the microphones are turned off. That's what it's like. We vent. That is our psychotherapy session. That is when crazy crap happens. But I'm saying 2% of our listeners get to share in that, and then you'll see people post something about it, and they're posting a minuscule amount of our audience, and nobody's getting that. I want people to get that. I really want people to get that. Is $69.99 a lot for the bonus? I agree it is. It is. You know what? Guess what I'd also like to do? We got that number up over 20%. Guess what I will do? I will reduce the cost of that next year because I would be able to, and that would be fantastic. Would I reduce it a lot? No, I wouldn't. But the fact is, right now,
Don't get bogged down in details, Mike. Let's paint with a broad brush.
Look, the money's part of what we do. This is how we're making our living.
Everybody is.
And it's a fantastic way to make a living. But when we started really analyzing the numbers, before Oscar got people like Chris Yoko involved and his friend Dominique to look at our business numbers, and before Oscar started going to business school, and before we started breaking down this, we were pulling this out of our ass. We were completely pulling this out of our ass. I was like, oh, we've got T-shirts that say Jack Cassidy. Isn't that fantastic? We didn't know dick about what was going out and what was coming in, and for God's sakes, we paid attention to advertisers and when they wanted their spots to run. That was it, and even that was done in a half-assed way. Well, as soon as things changed and we tightened up, we got 3 guys doing the show, 3 guys that eat it, breathe it, sleep it, and paid attention to it. But then when we got even deeper into it, we started figuring out what we need. And so when Oscar came to us during the bonus show, and so, by the way, it's this, I was stunned. I had assumed.
You heard that in real time, too, on the bonus show. You heard
real time in the bonus show. I said, what? That's the number of people that listen to the bonus show? So I'm saying it today. Am I going to come out and say, we're not going to be doing a show if I can't get the bonus show numbers up? No, I'm not going to say that, but I will tell you something. It makes me pause about the whole goddamn thing. It makes me pause and think about, no, I love what I do. I truly love what I do. But I also would love to see some more interest generated for these bonus show numbers. And I'm telling all you that this is just an appeal to you. This is not me saying you got to do this or the show's going to go away and this is the greatest value you will ever experience. No, I am telling you this is where the partnership comes and the rubber hits the road as far as the partnership with our listeners. Yes, Oscar.
Also, just for context's sake, that 2% number comes from the amount of people that listen on a daily basis. That number is actually, technically, I'm just trying to be as transparent as possible.
Okay.
On a daily basis, the people that listen day of, it's different than the people that listen to an episode within a week's time.
All told, yeah.
So, but it's thousands of people that come in day of and pick it up day of, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So we have thousands of people, not just hundreds, multiple thousands that because we hadn't done a good enough job of saying how important this is to our business, or B, just think that, it's kind of a joke that we do this bonus show, and if you want to help, you want to help. It's awesome. We just haven't conveyed, I think, Mike, and you just mentioned it now, and we haven't conveyed the concept that this bonus show is so important to us. It's as important as our advertisers, is as important as you spreading the word and building the audience for this show as anything else. And again, Mike's right. It's a lot of money. It's a big commitment if you do it monthly as well. We understand that. But we want to put the best product out there for you. We want to evolve the product. I never want to go when the guys have a meeting with me and say, hey, let's not do a live show this year because we're going to lose $30K.
Right.
Like, if we had the bump in the bonus show subscriptions alone, we'd be able to conceivably say, let's do a live show. We're going to lose money on it, but it's worth it because this is what we do for the listeners.
That's an important point you bring up because we have lost leaders with merchandise and we have lost it, but I still don't care. I want to provide our listeners with a run of T-shirts that a small percent of you will like. And if you understand that, maybe you do buy that kind of stuff at the same time. But I'm talking about the bonus show. Now, when I sit here and lecture everybody and say we need you to be partners and to step up, I'm done with that. That part's over. I am here to say everything requires a greater incentive. Everything requires a greater incentive. And this may not work as an incentive. As a matter of fact, it might scare people away. But I'm here to tell you this. If we were to get to the small number, in my opinion, of 20% of you ordering the bonus show, and that would be monthly or yearly, not a la carte. I'm saying monthly or yearly.
Take that too, though.
The package. We'll take that too. If that's all you can do, and you want to do it because you're hearing me right now, and that's all you can afford, God bless you. I appreciate that. And believe me, I know that it's tough for many of you. So please, when you are desperately ready to get on the Stephen McIntyre page and tell the world that, oh, Mike doesn't. I do understand. I'm not asking for you. If you can't afford this, I completely respect and understand that. But I know that there are many, 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 many of you who can, based on other analytics that Oscar has shared with me, that I will not bore you. I will not bore you with those. But I am telling you, we get to that 20%, it's out there, it's here. I will be doing the entire bonus show naked. There it is.
No.
I will do. Yes.
No.
Look at the camera. That's not going to hurt anybody.
I
will do it. And incidentally, by the way, and I will prove that I'm doing it naked because I will do this during the bonus show. There you go. I will do that during the bonus show. Thank you very much. Yes, I will, Rob. And here's a better treat. I'll try to talk my wife into doing the same.
Hey, now
just to coming by. Yes, I'm willing to sell my wife. I'm willing to sell. Now she'll say no, but I just thought I'd throw it out
Mike,
there.
it can't hurt to ask.
Can't hurt. It can't hurt. So that's it.
What
you
a
know
treat.
what?
It is a
Look,
treat.
is it? Oh, you're missing out. Yeah, you are missing out. But is it me saying, we know if you don't do this, you're going to miss something that's right. No, the people that listen to the show on a daily basis, you're still partners with the show. I still respect that. If you can't afford it, I'm fine. But at the same time, if you could just take a pause, maybe I have accomplished one thing and let you know how important it is to us. We haven't let you know that enough. And that's it. And if you can do that, do it today. It would be fantastic. If you want to do it after Taxman comes, that would be great too. A lot of you wait to do that until then. But, I don't want to get on here and keep doing this, but I will knock you over the head and keep telling you that we really need the support for the bonus show.
It was eye-opening to us as well.
Yes, all of us.
And to be frank,
and by the way, yes, go ahead, Oscar. Yeah.
a lot of people love talking about how businesses got started, and we talk about that on some bonus shows, some origin stories. If you've been with us for the last 5 years, last couple years, you get to see how we're evolving.
Yeah.
And we're not evolving into the man because we just don't have the infrastructure to become the man. But we can evolve into like a top tier, first rate program that offers you not just what you hear here on the show, but offers you dimensions of the program. Whether you have a live show, a cruise, on location broadcasts. There's so many different levels that we've talked about, but we run into these brick walls where we say that's not possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not possible because of the dollars, and that's
Yeah.
just the fact. It
But
really is.
Let's make it possible.
Let's do it.
Let's make it possible,
It's an
right?
easy solution.
Let's do
is
it.
an easy
And
solution.
regarding the issue of me being naked when I do that, I mean that 20%, and I do the show, the bonus show naked. And I'm sorry if we have chased subscribers away because of that. Thank you.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
You remember Owen Shaw? The one we tore half of London down trying to get. Well, this is his big bad brother. British Special Forces assassin. The kind of unique asset that no government would ever admit to employing.
How do I find him?
The official answer is, you don't.
He killed Han. Almost killed my family.
He also tried to put me in a body bag too. Which is why when I get out, I'm gonna put a hurt on him so bad he's gonna wish his mama had kept her legs closed. But until then, my official answer to you is stand down.
No, you know I can't do that.
I do know you, Dom, which is why now I give you the brother-to-brother answer. You do whatever it is you gotta do. When you find that sumbitch, just do me one favor.
What's that?
Don't miss.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from his office chair, here's Mike.
That is supposed to be like heavy, right?
That's
supposed
a lot
to.
of great dialogue.
I've never heard it before. And Robin, is that the Sean Penn movie?
No, that's Fast and Furious 7 right there.
Oh, that's Fast and Furious 7.
You really thought it was Sean Penn?
I thought it was Sean Penn's bad movie.
No.
Fast and Furious 7. That's the movie that got all the money this
Yeah,
weekend.
it made $7 billion this weekend.
And I couldn't help but laugh. Oh, yes.
Every scene.
America getting brighter. Anyway, coming from the heart of our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., this is the Mike O'Mara Show, on air and online worldwide. The Mike O'Mara Show is a daily radio show and podcast with the greatest listeners on the planet. I'll be the judge of that because they get it, and if you're here, so do you. Our show today brought to you by CH Wine. I'm not going to give you any lot numbers today. Let me tell you why I'm not going to give you any lot numbers. He's got empty bottles all over the house.
They've got a new
I could give you a specific. They're all different. They're white. They're Cabernets. They're Pinot Noirs. They're everything. They're all over my house.
We have a new nickname for you when you put your recycles out. Colonel
Yes.
Clink.
Colonel Clink.
The sound of your recycle bin. Clink, 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 clink.
Cameron
clink.
used wine. Been giving it to people. Been taking it to parties. Been drinking it in my own house. It's fantastic. They find premium vineyards that have a little extra of their best wine. CH Wine buys the extra bottles, then sells these exceptional wines direct to you at 40 to 80% off. Cameron Hughes allows you to drink the exact same wine that you'll find at high-end wineries, but you're paying a lot less. I've splurged on $100 bottles of wine, and yes, they're great, but Cameron Hughes wine is just as good for $15 to $30 because it's the same. Look in my kitchen for the empty bottles. You'll see. I'm not
Clink,
telling
clink,
the fib
clink,
here.
clink, clink.
Kurt, yeah, well, Carla took the recycling out today. Cameron Hughes wine is available in local retailers, but we talked Cam into an amazing online exclusive offer just for our listeners because you need to try this wine. Free shipping and an extra 20% off many of their best wines. All you need is TMOS. Here's the only way to get free shipping and up to 20% off. Visit chwine.com, click the microphone in the upper left, and enter TMOS. You can save a ton of money on shipping and get fantastic wine delivered right to your door. That's chwine.com. Click the microphone and enter TMOS. chwine.com. Don't wait. You need to try this wine right now. It's amazing, and this offer will not last. And, whenever I say that, I get confused at the end because you're telling me to say, you need to try this wine. No, any of their wines.
All of the wines.
Not this wine.
That's true.
You mean Cameron Hughes wine when it
They
says
have
this.
certain wines that are 20% off, and also some of the lot numbers they only have a limited selection of.
You got
limited selection. It's yummy, yummy in my tummy. Welcome to the Mike O'Mara Show. When we prepare the show, I have a meeting before the show with me and Oscar and Rob. I bring a little something. Rob brings a little something. Oscar brings a little something, and occasionally something makes its way right to the top of the hit parade. And today it's Oscar Santana because I had me a lot of weekend. Rob had a lot of weekend, and my God, if I couldn't get Rob to talk about dog parks at the beginning of this show, I'm stunned because that usually would make it to the top of the hit parade. But today,
Mike, it's sometimes if you have a big bowl of water and you drop just a thimbleful of oil, it rises to the top.
Yes, it does.
It requires attention because Oscar's not just a good Samaritan; he's a great Samaritan.
A great Samaritan. What in the name of God were you thinking when you picked up a ride from the bus stop?
A stowaway, Mike.
A stowaway. Who was Rob? All I know is that Oscar was picking his brother up from the airport at the shuttle bus from the BWI, and somehow a psychotic woman got in there. I'll let you tell the story, Oscar, but I had to talk. You just said there was some psychotic lady with narcolepsy in your car. Jesus Christ!
Narcolepsy's not great, by the way.
No, not at all.
It's not
very scary.
Dateline April 3rd, this past Friday, right? This past Friday, my brother's coming in from Boston. He's coming in for Easter. It's going to be a nice little small family Easter as my sister's on the West Coast and she's left us for a greener pasture, which is California, the sun, and just the beauty that is Los Angeles. And she's not coming to visit us for Easter anymore. Our tradition was to go to Pittsburgh for Easter or have the entire family come on over. So my brother was kind enough to make make plans to come in on Friday afternoon. I said I'd pick you up from the airport because I'm a good brother. He said, no, traffic's a nightmare. I'll take the shuttle in.
Did he bring his doctor wife with him?
She went to Florida to see
Oh,
her
she went to
family.
Florida.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
all right.
yes.
So everybody's
you
kind of covering it. It's the way it goes.
Making it work.
Right.
And he shows up at the little shuttle bus stop near my parents' house. It's a BWI shuttle that takes you all around Montgomery County and takes you right to the airport.
And you know, Mike, if you're coming in from out of town, it's a lovely way to see the sights of Montgomery County. If you want to look around and see all the stuff, it costs just a couple bucks and you'll see everything.
$5.
That's
$5
Mike,
will get you there.
Fantastic.
You'll see
Phenomenal.
the nail salon. You'll
Yes.
see Hamburger Hamlet.
Absolutely.
You see everything.
Takes about
Beautiful.
an hour
Beautiful
for what
ride.
should be a 45-minute or maybe 40-minute drive.
But you can take the loop twice.
You can. But my
Fantastic.
brother was cool enough because he knew I was working on an accounting paper. So he said, look, just finish your work so we can hang out tonight. Pick me up at the shuttle and we'll be okay. He calls. He said, I'm at the shuttle. I said, I'm right around the corner. I show up. I pick him up. And he says, hey, man, there's this. See that lady that's in like the little bus stop kiosk? And I see what is a shadow in the distance. So I couldn't see her. It was already at nighttime. I said, yeah, what's the story? He goes, well, I think she's a little confused. She said she lives in Silver Spring, and she's going to walk from Olney, Maryland, which is roughly 5-6 miles.
Right, that's a good walk.
To her home. And I said, well, and he says,
Yeah,
well,
because you, to be honest with you, living around here,
Yes.
you kind of get it. I would
Yeah.
assume someone living in the urban
He said-
center of Boston, Massachusetts, would also get it. But he's a caregiver.
He's a doctor.
He probably takes his Hippocratic oath quite
Yes.
seriously, right?
Stupid doctors.
I said,
Stupid doctors.
I said, what do you think we should do? He goes, well, let me go ask her if she needs any money or something like that. I have some money. I'll give her some money.
When
Maybe
you
she can take a
asked your
cab,
doctor,
right?
when you asked your Dr. Brother,
Yes.
and that's his name, Dr. Brother. When you asked Dr. Brother what we should do, what were you hoping for the answer? Which is get the hell out of here, or
I was hoping he was like, hey, I'm really hungry. Let's just beat cheeks.
Okay, 'cause
you know,
you-
like I wasn't having the. I saw the lady in the shadows.
it was an empty offer.
I wanted him to tell me that like some cool story that he could tell while we're driving to a restaurant or something. Right? I didn't want to think twice about it. And then he goes over. He talks to her for 2 seconds, comes back. He's like, yeah, I gave her $20. I don't think she understands that this money's for a cab. I was like, but it looks like she has a cell phone. I saw a cell phone. He goes, yeah, it doesn't look like that cell phone has minutes on. It was just a whole thing.
All
And
right,
I said,
I'm going to stop you
yes.
right there because we do have to take a break. Or we're
Okay.
going to get behind on the show because we have not established yet whether you allowed your brother to let this woman in your automobile, and I'm praying that that's not the case. But anyway, we'll take a break. Come back with more fun and more thrills. You are listening to The Mike O'Mara Show.
On this week's Omeracast, exclusive, never-before-heard audio from the It's Mickey Show.
I was in the Ravens locker room prior to a game against Atlanta. I don't know, it was 6-7 years ago, maybe
Sure,
longer.
they were happy about that.
Listen, and watching them get dressed, and I was like, one of them were putting cups on. The only ones that wore, I think a couple of running backs put cups. No defender had a cup on.
That explains why Robert Andrew is the co-host. Download Omeracast today, get more exclusive audio, and we'll get you in touch with all the shows on More Broadcasting. Download it from the Mike O'Mara Show app, available at the Apple iTunes App Store, also from the Google Play Store. Omeracast, trying to keep you in touch with more.
Good clip, Marcus. That's very unusual. Here I was waiting for the funny story. No, just an explanation as to why Mickey has the co-host.
Exactly.
That's fantastic.
Every day you learn something, Mike. you know.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Hey, fool. Don't be a fool. Don't be a fool this April. Stop getting tricked by the big-name razor companies. You don't need to pay an arm and a leg. All you need is Harry's.
Yes.
That's right, Harry's. And I like to say it the British way. Harry's,
Harry's?
Harry's, Harry's. You know, if they were doing Downton Abbey, it would be, oh, hello, Lord Grantham. Harry is at the front door, and he has a satchel full of your shaving products. Harry puts nearly a century of shaving experience into each blade for a superior shave every time, and at half the price of those big brands that you see in the drugstore. The average shaver spends $300 a year on blades. Why not cut that in half? Get it with Harry's. Yes, thank you.
Harry's.
No, seriously, that's how much you spend. Try it. You'll be a Harry's guy for life like we all are. bar. With extra dough in your pocket, you can get $5 off your first purchase with our code TMOS. That means the starter set is only $10. You get the razor, 3 blades, and a bottle of shaving cream, all sent straight to your door with no middleman and free shipping. And as always, your satisfaction is 100% guaranteed or your money back. Go to Harry's right now. Enter the code TMOS at checkout. $5 off your first order. Get the starter set. That's right. The code TMOS, a month's worth of shaving for just $10. That's HARRYS.com and the TMOS code at checkout, and change the way you shave forever. When we last were talking to you, Oscar Santana was at a bus stop, and his brother, who I don't know is perhaps ingested some of the anesthesia that he gives his patients, was actually trying to talk Oscar into helping this person.
Yeah.
Oscar's guard was up because he had not experienced this woman, so you were going on the good
I was
faith
going
of
back
your brother.
and forth.
Right.
So my brother ends up giving her a little money. He said she was confused, that she didn't really understand.
So when this exchange goes on,
Yes.
you're like how far away from her? 50 feet?
I'm literally 50
So
feet away.
he's going back and forth.
Yeah,
like he is the liaison between you and
He's
the crowd.
gone once to see her. He asked her a series of questions.
May I ask for a celebrity she most resembles?
Oh God. Oh. She's definitely Eastern European, but she's not foreign. She's from this country. She just looks like you know those old films that are black and white, and you have this typical like gypsy looking woman that's from like Eastern
Here
Europe.
she is.
Like, picture Kate McKinnon as the Russian lady on the SNL News.
Okay.
Born in this country, though. English is perfect.
Does she have a babushka?
She does not.
Nothing
She's
tied
got
around
lots
her
of
head.
plastic bags in her hands.
Well, that's good.
Lots of plastic
Maybe
bags.
she's been shopping.
All right, let him tell his story. Jesus Christ, let him tell his story.
He asked her a series of questions. He asked her if she subscribed to the bonus show. That was a no, like most of our listeners.
Really?
And and he comes back. He jumps in the car, and we start driving out of this lot. And I said, "What do you want to do?" And he said, "Well, we should probably give her a ride. It is Easter weekend. Like she's going to be walking all these miles. Hypothetically, she doesn't know what to do with the money. I don't know what to do." And
See,
I said,
this is Mike. This is where the brother's wrong. Giving her a ride—that's a Christmas thing. That's not an Easter thing at all.
Yeah, Easter, you let her hop home on her own.
That's right. Follow the trail of jelly beans.
So I had a bad feeling about this, but I didn't tell my brother. He's just a good guy, and I also had a little guilt as well. So I said, "All right, how far can this be?" So we go around. I said, when you go and approach her, be very clear that we're just going to drop her off. We're not going to race around town trying to find this house. Ask her if she has an address, and let her know we're not in for the gangbang. We're just giving her a ride, right? Because you've got two young guys that are trying to pick up like a middle-aged Russian woman. Say,
Get yourself some Budapest trim.
Get in back of this car. We'll take you somewhere.
Right.
I've watched those films.
So I said, he goes over. I see an interaction go back and forth. I see a big smile come over her face, or it looks like a smile from a distance.
Because keep in mind, Mike, he's already given her $20.
Yeah. He didn't get that money back.
She owes him.
So you agree to let her come to the car?
She's coming over, and it's him, and then this lady starts emerging from the shadows, and it's her in like 8 little shopping bags, and not like the shopping bags that you get at a grocery store. I'm talking about the little shopping bags you get at CVS. And I said, whoa, this woman was coming from the airport, and she just has 8 little shopping bags. That's all she has. No roller, no carry-on bag, just these little bags. And I said, oh, this is strange.
Yeah.
Probably not.
This is the story of Oscar
not
and his
adding up.
brother Jose, who picked up a very strange woman at the bus stop.
She jumps in, and my first thought is to get an address from her. I said, what's the address? Because if something happens to us, at least we'll have that in our records, right? I said, this is the address this crazy lady told us to go to. So she jumps in. She's very nice, very sweet. We start driving down the road. I put the address in. It says it's 8 miles away. I said, oh, that's not the 2 or 3 miles I was thinking about.
But at least, it validates what your brother
Mike,
says.
that's when Keith Morrison says, but she didn't have an address.
As soon as she gets in, my brother says, happy holiday. What brings you to the Montgomery County area? She says, well, I'm trying to get to my mom's house. And he goes, oh, okay. What brought you to BWI? Where are you coming from? She says, I'm coming from Manassas, Virginia.
Oh no!
As soon as she said Manassas, because of the extensive time we have spent in Manassas as a group here.
Yes.
I knew that this was not going to add up, and there was a problem. Look at Rofo. He's the one that got away, right? He's the one that got out. Thank God.
I've escaped also.
He's an exception to the rule.
What was her name? I might know her.
No. So my brother says, oh, why would you go from Manassas to BWI and then to Montgomery County? It just didn't make sense.
Right.
She said, well, my initial plan 2 days ago was to go to the airport.
Do you realize in the days of the Civil War, it wasn't a 2-day trip from Manassas to Montgomery County?
And fly. She was going to get to BWI and fly to Orlando, Florida to see her son, which was sweet, right? A tearjerker. And I was like, oh, her son.
Yeah, she got a son in Orlando, huh?
When I got to the airport, I realized I wasn't going to be able to make it to Orlando. And my brother says, well, why weren't you able to make it to Orlando? Did something happen? I hadn't seen anything on the news that all these flights were canceled.
Sure.
She goes, well, I hadn't booked my flight before I got to the airport, and I was hoping I'd just get I would get a break on the price when I got to the counter.
Happens all the time, Mike.
Oh boy.
And
okay, now that is so dumb that's probably that's mentally challenged, dumb, right? Maybe not quite
I
right.
think
Right, dumb.
again. So my brother says, "Oh, that's not usually." He goes, and my brother is doing this
That's not usually
while
how
I'm
it
driving, and I'm starting to drive faster because this woman starts like laying down what is the patchwork of some sort of Fox 5 breaking news.
Does she?
The man in my head told me to drive to the airport. Maybe I get a last-second discount to go visit my son in Orlando. At least I think he lives in Orlando. It might be California.
And it might not be my son. Did she have an accent?
No,
Oh, good English.
great English.
Fantastic. All right.
And then she went,
Well, she's from Manassas, so let's not get crazy.
then
That's a lot of people going, where are you at? Where are you at? Okay, thank you very
Then
much.
she says to my brother, I haven't seen him in some years. I was hoping to make it down for the holidays because I was...
You mean your son or the brother?
My brother, she's telling my brother that she hasn't seen her son in Orlando in years.
Her son.
And she was
Okay, I
hoping
just
see
wanted to
him.
make sure we were clear.
It's
on
okay.
that.
And she says, I haven't been able to see him for a while because I had fallen into some sort of psychosis. She uses that word.
She uses the word
Yes,
psychosis?
yes. Which I don't agree with, and I'll tell you that doctor's lying. And then I'm like, oh,
Naturally.
God.
Naturally.
And
Oh,
at
my.
this point, I see a red
12 little chipmunks playing in the car. Step into my office because you're effing fired.
6-minute ads.
So at this point, because I'm already skeptical of this lady, who by the way couldn't have been sweeter, telling us that she was crazy.
She could have been a lot sweeter.
And I am like, oh, these red lights are killing me. I'm trying to figure out, should I record this crazy lady in case she accuses us of doing something to her? I don't know.
And when
right?
you're talking to a crazy person, Mike, I use that with all the respect and love that I can. How many of them do you think you say? And when the doctor said I had a psychosis, I said, you know what, Doc? You're right. They're always going to disagree with the doctor. Always. You can bet on it.
It's like guilty people
Yes.
in prison.
Exactly.
So she says, I try to get a new doctor, gets into what her Medicare covers, and it's just a lot of conversations that I really didn't understand, except for the fact that this is all a liability riding in the back of my car, right?
Sure.
I got to get that off the books.
Can I ask one other
drop her off
question?
as soon as possible. Yes.
Let me ask one other question,
Yes.
Oscar. Was there any appreciable odor?
I was
no
thinking
order.
the same thing.
No order. No
odor.
No order.
She seemed hygienically
she
seemed
smelled like
sound.
she smelled like deodorant, so she might have thrown it on. That's what she smelled like.
Did
Axe.
you adjust
Axe body
your
spray.
rearview mirror so you
I
could
did.
keep
I was
an eye
looking
on
at
her?
her.
Yeah.
I did that. No, not right away. I did that after the conversation continued as we got down the road, and she said, "Oh, and they also, it's just in case something happens, guys. I have narcolepsy." And I said,
Oh my
no.
God! I'd be. Oh my
"That's
God! I
when the
would
mirror
be so
tilted down to her."
Yeah,
because I got to
exactly.
figure out if this bitch blacks out in the middle of her story. Like, I got to figure out, A, how close we are to her destination because we got to drop her off the stoop, right? Or B, if it's a medical situation, we got to pull over.
Right.
my
I don't
How
know
did-
what happens when you have narcolepsy. I've seen a lot of bits on TV about it, but I've never
Yep.
seen it in real life.
How does Dr. Brother deal with this fact?
He's fine.
You see, that's what's weird.
Like, no big deal. Asking her, I don't know if he was trying to keep her conscious, asking her questions, asking
Is
her
he-
about life.
I'm trying. So it's the other doctor that's the ER doctor, right?
Yes,
no,
my other-
one of
my
the other
brother-in-law.
doctors, the pediatric, the child
my brother-in-law,
pediatrician.
yes.
So this doctor's the one that works in the ER,
Yes,
right? So
yes.
he's seen it all then.
Yeah,
so
he's not
Rob.
fazed
He
by
sees
this.
crazy people all the time, so he's not phased by
Yeah,
this.
you know what? He'd rather be with her than Oscar.
Clearly. So I was like,
It's
all
like
right.
a slice of home.
At this point, I start praying to God, saying, please, baby Jesus, do not let this lady pass out in the back of our car. Please, baby Jesus, don't let her stab us because there's some sort of psychological problem going on. And, there's two of us. She's in back of us. It's a prize. She could get us. It's a prize attack. She's set up, right?
Yeah.
And then I realized that my sports coat and my wallet are in the back right next to this lady. And I said, please, baby Jesus, let her not rob us. Because if she does that.
Baby Jesus. Incidentally, if you're just tuning in, Oscar only prays to the baby Jesus. That's who he plays. Not the big one, not the grown up, not his father. It's just to the baby Jesus.
Yeah,
that's
a more effective way to pray.
We continue down the road, and she explains to us that she likes going on train rides and bus rides. That's her thing.
Is there anything that sort of, conversation tends to be organic, and one thing sets up something else?
Right.
How did you get to the fact that I like train rides?
So my brother said, again, why would you go all the way to the airport? Like, have you been to Orlando before? Have you seen your son? He starts really looking, like, real questions. Right.
Yeah.
She goes, I haven't seen my son in 10 years, but I'm hoping that one day when I get to the airport, I'll be able to get the deal I want to get to Orlando. And I said, oh,
she's
that's
crazy.
That's just
that's
sad,
that's
right?
a crazy. But
She
that's
goes-
something a crazy person
She goes,
would say.
one time I got all the way to Wilmington, Delaware on the train just because I wanted to get some sleep. And then when they woke me up, they said, what's your destination? She said, well, I'm just going as far as my train ticket will take me. She goes, I got all the way to Boston and then came right back. I said, my brother was
man,
like-
she's crazy. She is crazy.
And that's the Northeast Express for all you Amtrak people on the East Coast here.
All
That'll
right.
take you.
We're up on another break. When we come back, I'm stunned at this.
There is
this
resolution coming.
Oscar's Easter story. We're gonna take a break.
Oscar's Easter Miracle.
Oscar's Easter Miracle. When we come back, we'll wrap it up on the Mike O'Mara Show.
So good it hurts. I don't want it. I gotta have it. When I can't find the words, I just go.
Mike, this gentleman is named after your state. This is Florida.
Oh, it's Florida.
Yes.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Every day I get to see my son sleeping. He's so peaceful. He's literally sleeping like a baby. We had him in the pack and play in our room over the weekend, and he moved back to his crib yesterday, and he's so gorgeous. Well, like father, like son, I, too, am sleeping like a baby thanks to my Sleep Number bed. I've told you about my Sleep Number bed for years. Right now, my sleep number is an 85. Carla's is a 65, and she sleeps like a baby, too. A little bit better than I do, to be honest with you, because she sleeps just beautifully. She is sleeping, always. I wish I was sleeping always, but I'm the one that gets up with the baby. So I know that Sleep Number people don't want to hear the fact that I get up with my baby, but I have no choice. We've got a baby monitor. It has nothing to do with Sleep Number. I don't know why I'm telling you about it now, because I want you to get out there and get yourself a Sleep Number. All Sleep Number beds are available with Sleep IQ technology, so they allow you the ability to adjust for the best sleep of your life. Using the dual layer technology inside the bed, Sleep IQ will track your sleep so you really know what affects you. There's nothing to wear, nothing to turn on. You just sleep, and you sleep well. And your Sleep IQ will tell you what you need to optimize your comfort so you can sleep like a baby.
See?
Remember that Sleep Number setting. Mine's 85, Carla's 65. Come in right now, and you can save from $300 to $800 on a Sleep Number bed with Sleep IQ technology. You can know better sleep. Find your Sleep Number setting today only at any of the 450 Sleep Number stores nationwide. Find one near you by calling 800-511-0061. Again, that's 800-511-0061. And don't forget to give the secret handshake. And tell them that Mike O'Mara sent you. You know what it is, too.
Yeah, I think
I'm
you
not
do.
even going to explain you. Let me say, if the eyebrows on the Sleep Number salesperson don't go up in the air, you haven't done it right. Okay.
Do it again.
Welcome back.
Do it again.
Welcome back. Welcome back. All right, let me just say, back in my elementary and middle school years, we did it all the time. Okay. Welcome back. When we last checked, Oscar had let a crazy lady into his car, picking his brother up from the airport shuttle, and the lady was saying more and more things that sounded more and more odd, and Oscar was scared, and I don't know what happens at this point.
Oscar was fearing murder, robbery, and losing his sport jacket. All of these things were weighing heavy on his mind.
My wallet. The jacket could have gone. But I was like, oh, if this lady takes the wallet now, I got to shake her down. It's going to be a whole thing.
Yeah, it's a thing.
So she continues telling us about her trips that she has taken. And mind you, usually when people get on some sort of mass transit, they have destinations. This young lady, and relatively young, early 40s, gets on mass transit just to ride it.
May I ask you a question about this young lady in her early 40s? Were they, especially if it's Manassas, early 40s in Manassas can resemble anyone from, 35 to 78. Were they hard years? Did you get the impression they were hard years?
Confused years.
Confused years.
Did she look like a poster that we would see in health class? This is what you look like at age 40 after years of drug use.
She just looked like, honestly, it seemed to me that she was healthy everywhere except for her mind. That's it.
Okay, very
That's
good.
all it was.
Well understood.
I'd take that.
And we finally get to these cul-de-sacs and neighborhoods where it's left turn, right turn. It was almost like she gave us a bad address. I was thinking she gave us a bad address.
That's how you get the wallet.
Where I said, okay, now we're going into like some shady areas, and I said to my brother, I said, double check the address. Like I whispered to him in Spanish, right?
How did you say that?
No, leave me alone. And I said,
leave him alone.
Yeah, and I said, so he double checks the address, and he goes, no, it's okay. And I'm like, all right. So she continues talking. And this is while she's talking. She's not stopping for us to talk to each other. She
babbled the whole
talking.
time she's in the car?
And then we are 0.02 miles away, Mike, right? That's it. We're that close. Conversation stops. She has passed out from her narcolepsy.
Oh, no.
I ask you not. And I know that because Waze is telling me my destination is ahead. It doesn't tell you that unless you're that close.
Right.
And she's out.
She is out. But she's only out
God.
for a handful of seconds, so she beats back up. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry. Did I pass out? Back to it. Continues telling us our story like she's done this her entire life.
When she jumped up, did you almost release? Did you almost make? Because, I mean, that would scare the hell out of me.
Oh, you know what I was scared about is we're almost at our destination, right?
Right.
And I'm telling you, this little app Waze is like, your destination's ahead. I see it. The arrow's stopping. We would have to. The first decision I had to make is either we were going to leave her on the her doorstep with a little note, like in Back to the Future,
like Paddington Bear, Mike.
You brought her from the future, and we're just leaving her there. Or B, if we were going to have to resuscitate her, because I don't know anything about this.
You got a doctor in the car.
Right on the side of the road here,
right,
where it could become a big mess, right?
So what did but she came to?
She came to like nothing was wrong, and I said, "Wow, this lady's she's just not telling stories. This is exactly what she does, right?"
She lived up to the hype, Mike.
Can I ask you this? When she went out, was it the slobbering, slack-jawed pass out, or was it like she was quietly sleeping?
It's like she quietly slept, and the seatbelt kept her up.
Wow.
Yeah, and then she beat it back up, and I'm like, "Oh, she's back."
Refreshed and ready to go.
I love the way he talks sometimes. She beat it back up.
Yeah.
She beat it back up.
Yeah.
I love the young jargon that today's kids are using.
Yeah, she came back. She beat that narcolepsy up and came right back to life. She came back.
When she came back to life after her state of slumber, and roughly how long was she out?
Maybe 30 seconds. Enough for us to worry. Be like, oh, F.
Did she recognize that she was close to her brother's house when she awakened?
No idea. Because my brother at this point said, I think this is your street. And she goes, oh, yeah, this looks familiar.
But that had to be a great feeling of relief when you heard that.
Yeah. But at this point, we're racing against the clock because I don't know when the next pass out's going to happen. So I was like, okay.
You got to time it.
God, you guys. Oh, my God.
It's everybody has a neighborhood like this. This could be your neighborhood as well. It's this type of street where an older neighborhood where they don't mark the house numbers correctly. They're not lit up. It's dark, right?
Not clearly marked.
So you
That's bad.
You just don't see them.
Oh, is this at night?
This is at night.
I somehow thought this was at the daytime. I can't believe it. It's not.
Like 9:30.
Oh my God. 9:30
p.m.
What do you guys have a friggin' death wish?
I'm telling you, you couldn't see.
God.
You could not see these addresses. And she goes, I think that's my mom's house because we're taking her to her mom's house.
Sure,
right?
Let's say that.
Oh my God.
So her mom's house doesn't have a number in front of it. We don't know what's going on.
What's when you let her out of the car and go, yep, hope that's the right one. Take care. Bye-bye. Gotta go. Have a happy Easter.
So, because
better knock on the door before you narc out again.
My brother's has a
That'll be the mother. There'll be the mother from Carrie that comes to the door. Bless your souls. With like a butcher knife in her hand.
I liked it.
He's got a bleeding heart. So my brother says, I'll walk you up to the door. So she grabs.
What in the name? What is wrong with Jose? What the hell is wrong with Jose?
Smoking in a gas station. This guy.
I'm elbowing him in the front seat, being like, "Get out of here! Like, let's just get out of here. Let's leave this lady." So he grabs the bag. She grabs her bags. It takes like 30 minutes. It feels like more plastic bags I've ever seen in my life.
Are you nervous while you're in the car waiting for him?
Yes, I am.
Oscar. I could just see a picture of this going on. Oscar's eyes darting back and forth, waiting for Jose to come back from the house.
Mike, this is so cinematic. Think of this. This is a dark neighborhood. The way to the door is lit only by headlights. You see Jose walking the lady up there, and then out of the plastic bag comes a gun.
Oh, man. Thank you so much for my ride.
Yeah. No one's checked her at the airport. It's not like she couldn't. She's just been hanging out there apparently for 2 days.
Yeah.
This is weird.
So,
this is weird. So this is pure sympathy on your wonderful brother's
walks
part.
her up. You see lights come on in the house because maybe they were sleeping. Maybe they woe is me, what a day. I don't know how old her mom was, but she had already packed it in. It's a type of interaction you would have when you're at home and someone shows up at your door you're not expecting.
Sure.
Because she opens the door. She seems confused, the lady at the front door, that this woman with all the plastic bags is now on her doorstep with this other man.
Is there any recognition, though?
There is recognition, but it's almost terror because she probably, and this is my own thought process here, she probably was like, this woman, how did she end up at my house again? She keeps popping up at my house. It's Friday night, and now she's here. She doesn't have a car. She just rides the train, and who and how the hell does she get to my house on a regular basis?
Hey, everybody, it's the Ceballos brothers here to dump off the trash. All right, fantastic. Here we go.
There was no embrace. It was almost like, thank you. This has happened before.
Yeah.
Was it kind of?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I've got it from here, pal. Thank you very much.
I've got it. No wave, no happiness. And then she shimmied her poor daughter into her house, this elderly lady, like she was getting the dog back after it ran away
patting her
for
on
the
the back.
past couple weeks.
And what did Jose say when he got back to the car?
He goes, sorry, man. I know that was probably like annoying to you. I said, no. I
Does
love
Jose-
taking strangers into the rough parts of Montgomery County on Friday nights. This is great.
Does Jose do this on a regular basis?
He just is a nice guy. That's why he's a doctor. You know?
Have you ever?
That's what it is.
Have you ever picked up a
Kind of doctor I
hitchhiker?
want. Oh, God. No, I don't believe in my adult life, no. I've actually been, I watch a lot of the, the guy who was the good-looking guy that killed all the people in Florida that was that had the Volkswagen Beetle. Do you know the one I'm talking about? Ted Bundy. Ted Bundy.
Theodore
I watched
Bundy,
Ted Bundy. Theodore Bundy. He was Theodore Bundy. Theodore. It's stunning to me.
I felt for this lady after the fact. After we were alive, she didn't steal from me because I checked that. I felt for her because I said, "Man," and this is really how I felt after the fact when we got home, and I was about to get to bed. I slept at my parents' house, and I said, "Damn, like this woman, all she wanted to do was get to her parents' house, and she." Somehow made it from Manassas the long way to Silver Spring, Maryland. But that's all she does in life. And she's got to live that way, right? She's got to fight that fight every effing day. And this is probably a woman that didn't have this before. It just evolved into what it was. And yeah, how dangerous is it if you don't find like two guys that just want to do something nice that you're willing to get into a car when you have money that you could call a cab for? That it's just got to be tough,
well,
right?
there's stuff in her brain that doesn't fire right.
Yeah.
She just
And
doesn't get it.
that's why we can call it the Easter miracle.
It is an Easter miracle.
with Oscar and Jose, the Easter miracle.
And I think
that's
probably,
fantastic.
what is the next holy day of obligation, Mike? I know you keep
I
track.
have no. What do you think? I'm Father O'Malley over here. What's
but
going
I'm
on?
sure
I
that
don't
she'll
know.
be down to Orlando before you know it.
Mike,
All I know, I went to church. I did my good deed. I
Good.
went to Easter Sunday church, and of course it was packed. And it wasn't our church; it was the Catholic church down the street, where they were practically out into the highway with the cars because that's what Catholics do on Easter. And ours was balls to the wall too. Our church was
Is that
absolutely.
the phrase that you're
That's what I
celebrating
said
here?
out loud to the couple in back of me that have been married 65 years. I said, "Pretty balls to the wall today, isn't it?" Pretty incredible. I mean, Carla said to me, how long? I said, we're talking an hour and a half for today. This is going to be an hour and a half.
What time was your service?
It was 10 o'clock in the morning, and it went till 11:20. 11:20
Not
was
bad to bring it in an hour 20. Is there an earlier one you could have done?
Sir. Yeah, but I mean, I'm not doing that. You want the fun. You know what I mean?
Oh,
we didn't go to
show.
You want the show. You want the big show with all the. They had the stick with the cloth on it.
Oh,
have you ever seen that?
Yeah,
you know that. You know where they didn't they do that at my son's baptism?
They do that at
didn't
Olympic Games as well.
Yes,
with the ball.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, it was
hey, look, I've lobbied for a torch.
Dancing, yeah.
I've lobbied for a torch. I said, please put the torch on that. Do that at the same
Easter
time.
Sunday, best Sunday to go and scam on girls.
Why?
Because
the outfits.
Oh,
the
yeah.
outfits. Yes.
Did they burn
absolutely.
any incense? Any of the smoking?
No, didn't burn any of the incense, but he did one part of the show from the back, which was confusing, and you see everybody, because these are 90-year-old people that are in this church.
To trick people?
Well, they get confused because he reads the thing he's supposed to read from the back instead of the front. And I saw this. There was this 85-year-old dude. I thought his head was going to come out. He's going, what's going? Where is he? What side? What side is he on? He's in the back. I don't know, Ernestine. And then they had the sign of peace, and I got dissed by 3 old people in the sign of peace. Because I put my hand out, and they went right by me to see their older friends that were in back of me. It's just like here. It's the same thing, or maybe
to me,
I'm
Mike,
paranoid.
that the sign of peace, the sign of Christ's peace, is getting more and more awkward as time goes on because you've got the people that won't even turn around. They're just going to stay put. And then there's the overactive sign of the peace guy that works the aisle.
Multiple
Do you have any of those guys?
pews guy.
Yeah, I don't want
I
that guy.
hate that
I got
hey, how you
the-
doing?
Like
Good
running
to see
for
you.
office.
Yeah, I got
Carla's
you.
pointed elbow got me in the rib cage because, as I mentioned to you guys before the show started, a little overtired with family and the baby being a little unsettled, getting up earlier than he normally
by
gets.
By Sunday, your house was empty, right?
I took Elizabeth to the airport before church. And by the way, Frontier Airlines, I wanted a gate pass because I wanted to walk my little angel. Even though she's 17, I wanted to walk her down to the gate. And I know she can make it on her own, but I wanted to just accompany her because she's still a little nervous flying. And they didn't give me the gate pass. They wouldn't give me the gate pass. I'm not allowed. She's not considered a minor. So I'm not able to take the gate pass.
What if you got her a hat with a light on it? Then they'd think she was a minor.
Thank you.
No, come on. Just a little something.
My God.
I like to remind folks of the old jokes.
Let me start this show up.
Like a minor.
Explain the joke.
Like a minor. Like you go
when
down.
you're
Coal miners
coal
digging
miners.
in a miner.
Womp
It's
womp.
yeah. Thank you very much.
Minor. Oscar, I'm
Right.
so glad you escaped from your miracle safely. You sure she didn't have a knife?
So I was tired, and then I don't want to get in trouble. Carly gets mad when I talk
Just
about
tell
things
us.
that happen.
Yeah, out with it, son.
The lady there is one particular lady, anybody that's been to most Christian services, they have a segment in Catholic masses, I think they do this, and also in Episcopalian services, maybe Lutherans as well. They have the prayers for the people segment.
Yes.
And the lady that reads the prayers for the people, there's one. They rotate. They bring different talent in, and there's the one lady that does it. And every time Carla gives me the elbow because as she makes her way up there, I'm like,
Napoleon Dynamite.
no.
Slow reader.
Oscar, a slow reader, the likes of which I do not. She takes 4 minutes of material. And she's able to make it a 15-minute segment. It is just...
Does she do it on purpose, though?
I don't know what she's going for. I don't know whether it's
drama,
dramatic license, or whether she's just doing it because she's processing it. So I don't know.
Maybe she's
but
praying
it takes
between the names.
It's terrible.
Do you know
it's
how
terrible.
great it would be, Mike, if and we talked about this after the baptism because we all had constructive criticism about your service. We thought it was great, but we thought there's always,
we had a round table.
There was always ways to improve it. How great would it be if you did prayers for the people and you got up, you said, and now we'd like to ask for you to pray for these people, and here to tell you about it is Jeff Goldblum.
I bet you're all witching. All right, we're going to make this really quickly. No, I actually would do the prayers for the people, and I would probably just ask the pastor if you could play some music in the background, and then I do all the prayers, all of them, all the prayers for the people, including the bishop and everybody else they pray for, world peace, all that stuff. I'd be able to do it over the intro of Still the One by Orleans.
Love it. You see, now you're talking.
Thank you.
That's
Thank you
the
very
way
much.
to do
But
it.
it didn't happen. Oscar, congratulations to you and Jose on your good day. and your good deed for the weekend.
Appreciate
I think that was fantastic.
What a good
You don't
man.
see anybody else in this room doing it. Rob's not doing it. I'm not doing it. Pony, God knows he wouldn't do it. That's for sure.
Pony would take the bags and drive away.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It was funny, though. I asked my brother about the $20. I was like, hey, did you get that $20 back? He goes, no. Didn't feel like broaching that subject.
Wanted to run. First decent instinct that he showed. We'll take a break. Come back with the news you may not need on the Mike O'Mara Show.
I'm Oscar Santana.
And I'm Todd Moore, and we're trying to bridge the gap between entertainment and
technology.
And we're doing it right now.
Yes, and we're much better than Rob Spiewak.
F you, Rob.
Listen to Tech 4-in-1. It's available on MikeO'MaraShow.com or find us on iTunes. Just search
for Tech 4-in-1 Show.
More Broadcasting. For more information, visit us at morebroadcasting.com.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Listen up, small business owners. Small business owners. Right now, at Vistaprint.com, you can get 500 business cards for just $9.99 when you enter the promo code TMOS at checkout. Hi, everybody. I was just doing a silly announcer's voice. This is Mike O'Mara telling you that $9.99 for 500 business cards. My God, are you listening to me?
You got to listen to this man.
It's an incredible deal. It's never been easier or more affordable to make a business card that screams, who? You, my friend. Look in the mirror. That's what that business card is going to scream. And Vistaprint will make it fun and also make it easy. And you can pick from tons of cool industry-specific designs, add your info, and you're on your way, and you're on your way. And you can even upload your own artwork or pictures if you do or so. We've all made cards at Vistaprint, and they always turn out great. I hand out my TMOS cards all the time. If you want to go all out, upgrade to their signature stock, add a fancy finish, or even raise print. Vistaprint also has everything from marketing materials and custom flyers, all the good stuff. If you're not happy with it, Vistaprint will make it right for you. Remember this, 500 business cards on sale, $9.99. There's never been a better time to professionally promote your business. Just visit Vistaprint.com and use promo code TMOS to get this offer.
News.
Boo. There's a fine line between an Easter egg hunt and total anarchy, people. This definitely falls into the second category, and it concerns our wonderful friends in Northern California. Dateline Sacramento.
Yeah.
Hi, kids. Now, look, we've picked on Sacramento over the years. We love to have fun with them, but I always admire initiative. And Sacramento, California, tried to set a world record for the biggest Easter egg hunt ever on Saturday.
Wow.
But they failed.
Oh, Sacramento.
They failed in more ways than one. First off, they put down 500,000 eggs.
500,000, Mike.
That's a lot, right?
Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
But it wasn't enough to set the world record, so they got the number wrong.
So they... Mark S. Allen. So they set out to break a world record without knowing what record they were trying to break?
There you go, Rob. That's right.
That's the way to do it. They already hold the world record for being the greatest city.
Well, that's the first mistake, but the second thing is the whole thing turned into utter chaos. There was no organization, so the bigger kids started trampling the little kids for eggs. Then the parents got involved and started trampling everyone to get eggs for their own children. This is why I really am uber selective about what I'm going to let my kids participate. I do not want this competitive BS
You've seen this
that
go
they've
down
entered.
in person.
I have indeed. Kids were crying, getting hurt. Parents were pushing and swearing at them and each other. One mother who was there summed it up, quote, "It was horrible." So way to go, Sacramento. Yes,
You know, I don't
sir.
normally throw actualities your way, but I actually do have audio of a Sacramento parent at that egg hunt. Would you like to hear it?
Yeah, let's listen. Okay, go ahead.
There was no organization at all. They all trampled each other. The little 2- and 3-year-olds were crying and crying. All the parents were scooping up all the eggs for the older kids, and it was horrible.
Did you watch any of the video? Because the
No, I
fact
didn't.
is they had it at the state capitol building, and when you put 500,000 eggs down, they're not hidden. They're just like a thin layer of eggs. And I saw like little ankle biters running with buckets, just like scooping. And it's like, this is not an egg hunt. This is a failed world record.
Were they real eggs or were they those plastic
They looked
things?
like it was plastic. It looked like plastic eggs, I think.
Attaboy. Okay. For years, George Clooney's owned a villa at Italy's Lake Como, but apparently the couple there can't be trusted to leave him, the people there, rather, can't be trusted to leave him alone. That or they have a paparazzi infestation. Britain's Daily Mail says that Lake Como, the town of Laglio. Is it Laglio? Yeah, it sounds like that. Yeah. Laglio has just outlawed approaching George, Amal, and their friends at and around their villas. That also includes trespassing on their land and piloting boats within 100 meters of the coast where their place is located. If you violate any of this stuff, you could be fined $600. I'm down with that.
Yeah,
I mean, if it's his property and they're they're coming on his water, I'm fine with that.
Is it just him or everybody? Or is it just a George Clooney
Amal,
rule?
their guests as well, their friends at and around their villas. Supposedly, these are just temporary bans that have been put in place to protect the Clooney's from the paparazzi during George's 53rd birthday party, which will be happening there. His birthday is on May 6th. It's unclear when the party is. So I
love
the
that
Clooney
guy
side.
likes to throw down.
I
and
know,
everybody
but he
flies in for it.
I know, at Lake Como. Wouldn't you love to be on that guest list? Imagine that, hopping on a plane, going to Lake Como.
People go there and they swim nude in his lake. It's great. It's a fantastic place to be.
Very exciting. A ton of people turned out to see Paul Walker in his last Fast and Furious movie. We had a clip from it before. Pony went to see it. Here's Pony Boy Matt Bloom's instant review on the Mike O'Mara Show. Take it away, Pony.
You know what? That was the longest scene in the whole entire movie. It was an ADD fest, and it just drove me effing crazy. Check it out if you want to, but you may just want to save it for a rental.
All right, so that's a pan, ladies and gentlemen. He didn't like
franchise, he says.
Furious 7 set a record for the best April opening weekend ever. $143.6 million. The previous record was set last year by Captain America, the Winter Soldier, with $95 million. Really. It also is the best opening in the Fast and Furious series. Fast and Furious 6 is second. It came out in 2013 and made $97.4 million. In fact, Furious 7 made almost as much as one weekend as the original Fast and Furious has made total.
Wow.
So that's pretty good stuff for them. And I saw Run All Night, the Liam Neeson
What'd you
movie.
think?
With Ed Harris. I absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Was the dialogue was the dialogue as good as the dialogue in Fast and Furious 7?
You know, almost probably a little similarity there, but it was just look, suspend disbelief. Go see the Liam Neeson movie.
Okay.
It was fine with me. I like Ed Harris too. So those two guys were in that.
We've
not a bad
had a
movie
crush
at all.
on it.
And it's also got Private Piles in it. Whoever Vincent
D'Onofrio.
D'Onofrio, he was in it too, and so very, very good movie. I think you'll enjoy it.
Cool.
So there you go. DMX has claimed to be a hardcore Christian. But unlike a lot of hardcore Christians, he spent his Easter robbing a man at a gas station, allegedly.
No, DMX.
A 21-year-old man from New Jersey told police that DMX and his entourage stole $3,200 in cash from him at an Exxon station. So why did this happen? Well, the guy said he recognized DMX, and they started talking about music. Then, for some reason, one of DMX's boys pulled out a gun and demanded his money. He pulled it out. DMX grabbed it, and they took off. Obviously, we're not getting the full story here. DMX and his boys held this guy up for no reason. Come on. And he just happened to have $3,200 in cash, and I don't believe it. A lot of Easter money.
But DMX is known. He's not the brightest guy in the area, in the world, because in Arizona, when we lived there, he got arrested for driving through the red light cameras on the highway. Speeding cameras on the highway. He used to put a paper bag over his head when he got near the speeding cameras. So you would see him in his car with a paper bag over his head speeding. That's the pictures that come back from the police.
Wow. The unknown rapper.
Brilliant.
Well, I mean, he didn't get charged because even when they tried to charge him, the judge said you can't tell it's DMX.
So it actually worked.
That was the law in Arizona. If you can't tell it's the person, they get off. So he would throw on a paper bag out from the grocery store every time he got near that area on the highway.
You know what? There are many levels to what's wrong with that policy.
It's funny, though. Well, DMX hasn't commented on this incident, and police say they are still investigating. The Baltimore Sun reports that the NFL will have its first permanent female official this coming season.
Hey!
Her name is Sarah Thomas, and she's a 41-year-old mother of 3. She's worked Division I college for the past 7 years, and in 2009, she became the first woman to officiate a college bowl game. She also called some NFL preseason games last year. For the record, a few years ago, another woman named Shannon Easton, that's not your lady's last name, is it? No. Became the first woman to officiate a regular season NFL game. She was a replacement ref during the 2012 referee lockout. While it sounds like this is a done deal, the NFL hasn't confirmed it yet. Oh, whoop-de effing do. Just let her do
What's
it, for
weird
God's
is that
sakes.
a lot of women don't want to take the job because the stripes make them look fat.
There you go. Thank you. Sexist comment 101 from Rob
That's
Spiewak.
ROBB
Send him the letters. Paramedics in Grimsby, England, and a little something now. They got a call back in February from a 92-year-old man having chest pains, so they rushed to his house in an ambulance, but left the back unlocked while they went inside. Then, an 18-year-old guy named Kyle Hargreaves walked by drunk with his girlfriend, saw the open ambulance, and decided it would be a good place to have sex.
Sure.
So they got in the back, laid down on the stretcher, and started making out. Obviously, the paramedics were surprised when they opened the door and found Kyle right in there. But Kyle was even more surprised, and he was angry. And he said, quote, "What's your problem? We're just trying to have sex." The paramedics told him to get out. And I'm not slurring with a British accent, which I probably. What's the problem? We're just trying to have some sex, y'all.
Yeah, no problem.
Well, Kyle punched one of them in the face. One of the paramedics.
Not okay.
The cops came and arrested him while another ambulance crew showed up to take the old man to the hospital. Kyle was arrested. He has a bunch of priors, so he was just sentenced to 2 years and 8 months in prison. Well, I think if everybody had some humanity, they would have let the 92-year-old with the chest pains watch the couple having sex. Cure! He's cured! There you go, ladies and gentlemen. We will take a break, come back with the Audio Vault and Rob Spiewak right here. You are listening to the Mike O'Mara Show, everybody.
Tony and Gary.
Hey, I'm Tony Perkins.
Hey, I'm Gary Stein.
On the next episode of our show, it's Gary's wife, jazz singer Sarah Partridge, will be here.
I didn't know that.
Yes, I booked her.
Okay, good.
She's got a brand new CD. We'll talk to Sarah. We'll hear some of the music. And in fact, the whole show is going to be about music.
I can't wait for us to do that.
I might play harmonica again.
No, I won't be here.
That's right. You can hear it at TonyPerkinsShow.com.
The Tony Perkins Show.
Sarah Partridge. Check her out. She's wonderful. Sings just like a nightingale.
Don't mix your metaphors.
Sorry about that. Welcome back to the show. Baseball season is here. Today's the day, Rofo. Are we ready to go? Are we ready? Is it going to be? Is my team ready? Are we ready to go here? Hey, huh? Come
Mike,
on.
we are looking so good. I'm expecting a big winner.
All right, very good. FanDuel, changing the way people play fantasy baseball and making it more fun than ever. We're doing our opening day thing today. Everybody got a team? Everybody got a team, huh?
There's like
You all
1 or
set?
2 slots left. You got to get in on this.
Yeah, my screen name is Oscar Fantana.
Tricky.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm very excited. FanDuel.com has immediate cash payouts, and entry fees start at just $1. Forget about waiting 6 months to win a league. Play today, win tonight. No season-long commitment, no upfront fees. Be like Joe Watson. You want to hear about this guy?
Yes.
He's from New York. After less than 2 weeks, he pocketed over $30,000 on FanDuel.
Nice.
FanDuel.com is handing out more than $2.5 million every single day. I want some of that money this MLB season, but you can't win if you don't play. Just go to FanDuel.com, click on the microphone in the upper right-hand corner, use our code TMOS, and sign up today, and then play in our league, right? Play our league.
The link is at our fan page on the Facebook, also our regular page.
Our personal
Get in
pages
on
as
it. It's
well.
fun. Try to beat us. See if you can do it.
Special offer for new users. With every dollar you deposit, FanDuel will match it up to $200 that gets earned as you play. The offer is only good for the first 50 people that use the code TMOS. Just remember to enter TMOS at FanDuel.com, everybody, and use our code. This offer ends soon, so sign up today. FanDuel.com, where every day is a brand new season. Let's open up the audio vault for today. This is April 6th, Monday, with Rob Spiewak. Take it away, Rob.
Mike, let us turn our attention to the great White Way.
April means Stephen Sondheim.
Welcome to the theater. The
Yes,
magic to the fun.
It's Sondheim on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Are you going to correct your error from last week that everybody was picking you, you bonehead?
I had the wrong metadata in iTunes, and the side-by-side that I played is not side-by-side by Sondheim, so I have to apologize. I played the wrong cut.
He didn't give a Sondheim song for the Sondheim April with Sondheim.
Mike, what it was
Damn
my April Fool's joke, just a couple days late. But
Sure.
this, Mike, today I'm dead right because it's Elaine Stritch. And I know you love her. From the 1971 play Follies. And I know you love this one because this is the one about the aging vaudevillian singers that get together for one more show and they sing Broadway Baby.
I'm just a Broadway baby.
They love her.
Walking off my tired.
Tony loves Stritch.
Yes, that's right.
Found in 42nd Street to be in a show.
Mike, is there anything hotter than an older woman in black tights and a big white shirt?
Broadway baby.
Oh, she will be missed. The great Elaine Stritch.
That's today's April with Sondheim.
Yes.
I love this
Broadway
bit.
Baby.
I do. Thank you.
You know what's amazing is the amount of people that are making requests. This
I
means
know.
something to some people.
There you go. Tell them to get the bonus show.
There's
All
plenty
right.
of it. There's plenty of it in the bonus show. Mike, do you ever watch Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, the HBO
I do
show?
not. I haven't. I TiVo it, but I don't watch it, and I just deleted a whole bunch of them. I don't know what it is.
Well, you don't have time, Mike.
I really don't. There's just not enough time in the day, Oscar.
This was a pretty amazing interview because it was set up just like the NBC interview. He talked to Edward Snowden.
Oh, wow.
And he made it a hell of a lot more awkward than NBC did. He equated giving all the leaks, all the documents that he leaked, to leaking pictures of people's penises.
No.
And which, essentially it's, because he said that NSA documents don't mean anything to anybody. But if you were to leak a picture of your penis, that would matter. And here's how they handled it. They actually went on the street and asked what the policy should be on the government leaking pictures of your penis.
If I had knowledge that
Forgive me, it starts with a man on the street interview.
If I had knowledge that the U.S. government had a picture of my dick, I would be very pissed off.
Well, the good news is there's no program named the Dick Pic program. The bad news is they are still collecting everybody's information, including your dick pics.
What's the over-under on that last guy having sent a dick pic recently? You don't need to guess. I'll show you.
I did take a picture of mine, and I sent it to a girl recently.
And there was some really great awkward moments. This is online too. You can watch this. This is a worthwhile interview to look at.
In the end, it was possible for people to see that something was being used in Mosul on Al-Qaeda.
That is a problem.
Well, that's a f***up.
It is a f***up, and these things do happen in reporting. In journalism, we have to accept
All
that
right,
some
can you
mistakes
stop it
will
right
be
there?
made.
You bet.
Just that tone. I wish I could. No, I don't wish I could like the guy. I think the guy's a dick.
Of course he is.
I think the guy's a total dick, and I think he's, any noble hero attributes they give him, I think it's crap. I think he's an attention whore.
I don't think anyone's giving it to him.
I'm just not an Edward Snowden guy, not at any level. But just the whole attitude that he has. Accidents happen. You talk about lives, human lives.
He wants to come
bastard.
back to the States, too.
Yeah, good. Come back to a
Mike,
prison cell.
He did say that he missed Hot Pockets. It's worth looking at the interview. Have you ever worried that if you were on a game show, you might answer something that would make you look like a creep?
Always. One of my greatest, if I was ever on a game show, I'd be afraid of embarrassing myself, but also saying something that would make me look like ridiculous.
Watch out for this guy's answer on Jeopardy.
In life for 400, please.
In common law, the age of this, signaling adulthood, is presumed to be 14 in boys and 12 in girls. Tom?
What is the age of consent?
No.
Probably should have said puberty. Just a thought. Awesome. Age of 12, not the age of consent.
Whoa.
But I'll give him credit. He did phrase it in the form of a question.
Oh, my God.
And let us close with this awkward moment with a guy that Mike loves so bad. Kurt Schilling was talking on the first game of the season last night, Cards versus Cubs, and he let out with something. The thing that I love most about this is the pause when his co-anchors don't know what to say.
God bless you, brother.
I know. And that's the thing, though. You got to love it because he's consistent.
Yep, that's all about consistency. Ask my wife. It's consistent. Not pleasurable, but consistent. remember that line at the
Oh, yeah, well, there's a modern-day sportscaster. Duh. Yeah,
That's your
thank you.
magic audio ball. Have a great Dingus Day, everybody.
Hey, that's right. It's Dingus Day, everybody. Enjoy that. Buddy, let's get us out of here. That's another Mike O'Mara Show come and gone. Be sure and join us again for fun and thrills at MikeO'MaraShow.com. If you want to correspond with the Mike O'Mara Show with a letter or package, send it to TMOS, Box 2796, Leesburg, Virginia, 20177. To get your message or birthday request into the Wednesday mailbag, email Rob with 2 B's at MikeO'MaraShow.com. And remember, folks, what I said at the beginning. Please. Make this a special day for us, because after that heartfelt appeal for the bonus show subscriptions, I really, really hope that I do well for Oscar, and he calls me later on this afternoon and said, hey, it really worked. Please. I'm not going to say it again.
I want to pray to little baby Jesus.
That's right.
Don't make Oscar pray to little baby Jesus.
And remember Naked Mike.
For
Naked
Rob,
Mike. I'll pray to him.
20%, and you don't lie to me about those numbers, guys. Anyway, for Rob Spiewak and Oscar Santana, Mike O'Mara inviting you to join us again for another episode of the Mike O'Mara Show. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Wait, don't go. I need to tell you that MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon is perfect for all your online shopping needs. Shop the best way. Shop Amazon. And please go through our website, always open at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.